This is a guided, focused attention meditation for the mindfulness-based stress reduction course. Dedicating time for regular mindfulness practice supports the possibility of being more fully present in each moment of life. In this practice, there is space and time to simply be, placing to the side the usual and constant press of doing. Just now, resting into the present moment is an opportunity to practice not doing, noting the possibility of pivoting toward not doing, which can support and cultivate the capacity to be with things as they are, whether in the body and breath, the mind and the emotions, without judgment. This moment, the one right here, is truly the only time there is to be, and to offer patience and a gentle friendliness to ourselves and what's arising, whether in the landscape of the body through physical sensations or sounds, or in the expanse of the mind through thoughts and emotion. This practice may serve to enhance a sense of well-being while connecting with what's right here, right now. Learning here how to turn toward to what is and toward ourselves with expanded sensitivity and freshness. And now, choosing a comfortable, supportive seat, whether in a chair or on the floor, including any supports, either a cushion or a blanket or any other prop that may be needed in service of remaining awake and alert. Sitting in a way that allows the spine to be straight, yet not rigid. Rising up freely from the foundation of the pelvis. And if by chance these postures are not possible for you at this time, taking time to pause and find another posture that is appropriate, that will be supportive for you today. As always, the sincerity and intention for this period of practice is more important than any particular body position. So, in whatever way you are positioned, settling into a posture that offers a clear sense of stability, groundedness, a sense of balance and dignity. If you happen to be sitting, allowing the base of the body to be fully grounded, providing support for the upright position of the spine and torso. Inviting here the chest to open, allowing space for the breath, while the head rests and balances aloft at the top of the spine. 2, if it's possible, releasing the deep muscles along the side of the neck and softening the muscles of the face. Now, gently lowering the gaze or closing the eyes completely. Know it is fine too for the eyes to remain open. This can support energy and alertness if sleepiness enters into the practice. Setting an intention to remain alert and awake and in the present moment as fully as you can. Noticing as you settle into the posture, the range of sensations, of sounds, thoughts, and emotions that may be present just now in awareness. and gathering focus and a guiding attention toward the experience of breathing, allowing, if possible, everything else to move into the background of awareness. Feeling into the body and the flow of air in and out as the body breathes naturally. Being with the full cycle of breathing just as it is. No need in this moment to force anything or to modify anything. Simply allowing all of the focus to rest with the breath. And as you follow the flow of the air passing in and through the body, sensing where in the body the breath can be experienced most clearly. This may be at the tip of the nostrils, just above the upper lip, where the air is entering into the body. Or maybe in the chest or belly, as it is rising and falling in concert with the rhythm of breathing. Simply sensing wherever you happen to notice the breath right now, and where the physical sensations are most vivid in awareness. And again, simply being with what is unfolding with breathing as much as possible. Perhaps noticing the texture and the quality of the breath without changing it in any way. Following from its beginning as it enters and fills the body, and through the whole cycle as it is released and leaves the body. Here, a certain recognition of the capacity of the breath to arrive, how it can be drawn in, and then in turn to leave the body all on its own. Breathing in and knowing that you're breathing in. Breathing out and knowing you're breathing out. Just breathing when breathing. Recognizing each breath as a totally unique new breath, one never having occurred exactly the same as before. Resting here with the fullness of attention, focusing breath by breath. Inevitably, noticing when attention has shifted from the breath, maybe pulled toward a thought, toward a memory, into reviewing something that already happened, or beginning to plan for something that may occur in the future. Waking up in that moment, having moved away from the breath. And as soon as you notice this, the possibility to choose to return to the breath, doing so without harshness, without getting down on yourself. Rather, offering kind, firm, gentle focus, returning attention to the breath. And no matter how many times this happens, simply coming back to the breath that's happening right now. To an in-breath or to an out-breath. Returning once more to being fully present. Not necessary to be hard on oneself. The mind, its nature is to wander. This is just what the mind does. And to know it's not a problem. Rather, gently escorting attention back to the breath that's right here in this moment. As you focus on the breath and the experience of the body breathing, other sensations may arise in awareness as well. So now, if you choose, expanding awareness to include the whole body, from the very top of the head to the tips of the fingers and the toes. Inviting awareness to be present to all of the sensations arising, whatever those sensations may be. Temperature, noticing pressure, perhaps tightness or heaviness. There may be areas of congestion, sensations of constriction, or discomfort. Space here too for the possibility of areas of ease, a sense of expansion, only being with the body as it is, right here, right now. noticing perhaps the ever-changing nature of sensations, arising in awareness, the way in which sensations arise, how they may stay and persist for a while, then begin to dissolve or to change in ways that may be rather subtle or more dramatic. Simply staying awake moment to moment to the experience of sensations. And as you attend to the body sensations in this way, you may notice an impulse to move toward certain sensations, those that may be pleasant, the ones you might wish to continue. On the other hand, you may experience sensations that you would wish to push away, to move away from, to extinguish, wanting things in a certain way to be different than they are just now. Here, the possibility of noticing an inner reaching or retreating from what's present in awareness. Once again, with kindness, simply observing and pausing to be present with everything as it is, with whatever may be happening in the lens of awareness, with sensations, noticing how each moment, whatever it may hold, is itself arising, registering in awareness, and passing away. At points, there may be certain sensations that are uncomfortable, including those that may be painful. Recognizing here the possibility of choosing one's response. It is possible, with care, making adjustments to the position of the body, noticing the way in which things may shift and change as you respond. You might choose to bring attention close to the sensation itself, drawing the focus in and exploring, investigating the boundaries of the sensation, its edges, its interior, its depth, whether the sensation is experienced as diffuse or defined. Just noting with precision its qualities, perhaps hot, throbbing, dull, a sense of sharpness, offering kind, gentle investigation, even in the face of discomfort, to see as fully as possible how it is in this moment. And now, or as you're ready, extending the focus once more to include the whole body in its present posture, and noticing how things are in the moment throughout the entire body. And now, moving the object awareness from the whole body sitting toward awareness of sounds, perhaps noticing the inner sound of the breath, if that's possible, or other sounds that may dwell within the body. Including sounds in the area where you are just now, as well as sounds that may be coming externally further away. In this awareness of listening, at the same time, not reaching out toward sound, rather, simply receiving whatever may arise in the soundscape. Including an awareness and impulse to label or define a sound in a particular way as a certain sound, or perhaps to judge the sound. Noticing here if it may be possible to rest with the bare sounds themselves, to simply rest in the experience of hearing, to simply receive sound, while noting the qualities of the sound, its rhythm, its pace, its volume, tone, or timbre. Perhaps an awareness, the space between sounds. Listening with a freshness as if the sound is registering for the first time. And now moving awareness from sounds, turning toward awareness of thoughts, thoughts arising in the mind, and the activity of thinking. Noticing, is it possible to be curious about this activity as an action of the mind without getting caught up in its contents? The possibility of holding thoughts and thinking as the object of awareness in this moment. Noticing thinking in all its variety, whether planning, evaluating, or analyzing, perhaps wishing or fantasizing. Daydreaming, remembering. It may be that thoughts arrive like drops of water, arriving one after the other, or perhaps being experienced like a torrent rushing in. Just noticing the way in which thoughts arrive, how they show up, how they stay and may linger and then dissolve, moving off the lens of awareness, being with thoughts and the mind's activity without engaging in any particular thought. So, too, as you focus on thoughts in this way, there may be the experience of emotions or feeling tones that accompany certain thoughts, adding in a particular emotional flavor with thinking, whether one of fear or peace, a feeling of anxiety or joy, perhaps sadness. Whatever is present, simply being with the thoughts and emotions as they arise. Some thoughts may be rather compelling, including those that may not be particularly pleasant, surfacing in the habits of the mind in a very familiar way. If or when you notice falling into these habits of the mind or involved in a familiar story, some particular thinking process, here is the moment of practice, the moment of recognition, and the possibility of anchoring once again in the present. No need to reanalyze where or how you've gone, to puzzle anything. Just like there's no need to be harsh with oneself. Simply the mind does what it does. And coming back once again to the here and now. Maybe coming to the breath if needed to steady. And then, when ready, returning again, being present to thoughts and thinking, and being with these emotional tones of these mind states, just as they are. And now, if you choose, dropping any particular objects of focus and simply being with the fullness of all that may be arising in this moment, whether thoughts, emotions, the body breathing, other sensations arising in the body, perhaps sound. Much like the sky, a recognition that awareness simply is. While these events, the experiences arising in the body and in the mind, in the world that surrounds, moving through like clouds moving across the sky. Yet noticing the sky is not affected. Rather, it holds all that is in its great expanse, neither clinging nor resisting anything. So, too, the possibility of attention being like the vast expanse of the sky, not pursuing the breath or the body or any particular feeling, rather simply seeing just as it is, being with each simply as it is, noticing everything arises, lingers for a while, and then moves through, moves on. Cultivating here a sense of vast presence, perhaps choiceless awareness, just present to whatever appears. And now, shifting from choiceless awareness, returning to the breath, focusing the lens of attention on the breath that's happening in this moment. Noticing the movement of air as it enters and leaves the body. Coming close to the full experience of breathing. Breath after breath. Each breath anchoring into the present moment. Remaining aware of what's alive, one breath at a time. And so, as this practice comes to an end, the possibility of extending appreciation for the intention, the effort that's been offered. By making this commitment to dwell with paying attention, of being with and acknowledging what is being experienced moment to moment. You are demonstrating a willingness to be in your life in a certain way with the present moment.